Well, I guess the upside is that maybe the afterlife is some kind of weird sex dungeon thing. Whatever the fuck. Why are you going? Stop going out of focus all the time, you dumb camera. Oh, wait, it's down to now it's in focus. It's so selectively focused. Is there like a... I'm sorry, what was that sound? Fuck that. I don't like that. She's supposed to look pregnant. What's up with her ribcage? It like curves so far weirdly out and below. Going by the hands position, I think she is supposed to look like she's like some sort of like relatively, yeah, pregnant basically. Hi. Come out wherever you are. Oh. Go for it. Oh, can't see shit. Just in case you were wondering, cannot see shit at the moment. Yeah, great. Let's just go for it. Go for it. The fuck? Do I just drop? Oh, it's way less deep than I thought it was. Yeah.
What have you done to Lynn? Where is she?
We are creatures of appetite. I want to feel your hunger. I want to see your true face. Your seed will burn this world.
Where's Lynn?
Mother, burn. Mother, burn. Mother, burn. Mother, burn. Mother, burn. I welcome her infant lord, naked, hiding nothing. I lay down in this mess.
Crazy motherfucker!
I show
Where
my
is she?
true face. Show me your true face.
Problem. That made me jump enough that I basically lost my camera. I basically lost my mouse for a second there because it like slid away when I jumped. What was she wearing? It looked like a skin crown. I don't want a skin crown. Is it Lynn skin? Skinny Lynn? Where am I going? Not that way. Not that way, apparently. Alright. Oh, apparently that way, actually. I don't even know where my character just went. I have such a dizzyingly narrow FOV that at times I literally can't tell where he went.
Your lust, your child, your father, the Christ we deserve. Watch.
Is this a chase segment or a stealth segment? Ow. I tried. Is worth the risk, probably. Is she coming right now? Oh, shit. Where am I? Okay. I'm just gonna go that way now. I thought that was like a tripwire. There was like a seam in the water. It looked like a tripwire. That was a clutch escape right there. There wasn't like a door for me to close, was there? I just had to deal with the fact that it was still open. Okay, well there goes my stealth mechanic that I could use to hide. Oh, I pressed F on accident. Shit. Awkward. I was like, what happened to my light? My eyes! They're gone! Someone give back my eyes! Just gonna push that close. Wherever the fuck I am. Where am I? Is this a dead end with lockers and nonsense in it? Why does this game keep doing that? It used to be that you'd push something in front of a door because you're gonna hold them off, but like, I'm not these directions never go anywhere. Whenever I block the door, whenever I block a door, it's a dead end in this game, which defeats the purpose of that mechanic still being in this game. Weird. Can I see anything? Nope. Okay, I guess I gotta push it back now. Yeah, I'm baffled by that. What a weird mechanical inclusion. How are we doing on batteries?
Turn off the electricity.
Not great. I turn off the electricity to continue, wherever the heck that is. The chicken wire thing doesn't open. I just keep bumping my head against that stuff. Unsafe beyond this point. Oh, you're not... I thought you were a lady, but you're just some random... I thought it was like the actual, like, boss lady chasing me around. So where precisely does one turn off the electricity? Aye! No, that's her. Never mind. That's her weird crown. Electricity, where you at? Electricity seems kind of on right now. Judging by, like, the... you know, the lights. Guess who's kind of lost? Do. I snuck through here, right? Oh, like this is like a cave-in. Ah, that cave-in happened, then I snuck this way. Okay. I was really confused for a second there. I'm like, what the heck happened? That's when I got disoriented. Was the electricity before or after that? Another thing to slide over the door for some reason. I'm just not sure why. I think I got lost. I went this way, I think. Ah. Turn off the electricity. I already did, I thought. Follow the wires. Electricity. Is that just a dead end? Ah. Maybe that was it.
Find Lynn.
Yep.
Nothing matters but Lynn.
That was the last electricity. I'm just trying to keep an eye out for her. I'm turning off my light because she has a light. I'm trying to track her location. Going under. Stand up. Stand up. Where was that tunnel? Oh. Is it over here? There it is. Bye-bye, creepy lady. Going back above ground, probably. Maybe. Probably not. Whoa. Did I, like, fall forward under me? Oh, it did. Yeah. Don't think she's clearing that jump. Now, how under attack am I immediately? That's gonna come at me, isn't it? Ooh. Okay. How much you want to bet that thing is gonna roll down at me when I approach it or something? No? Oh. And then it's gonna start rolling when I go down the slope. There it goes. Oh, it's so loud. Oh.
What did you do to her? You can't keep a secret from yourself.
Ah, not enough momentum. It's gotta be what I'm supposed to do, right? Is make it faster to that wall. You got stuff for me? No, not. Oh yeah, I did use one of those for once. No batteries though. So he's simultaneously torn about what happened to what's happening to Lynn, with whatever is currently going on with Lynn, and also he seems to be torn about what happened with Jessica, which seems to be his fault. He seems to be responsible for something that happened with Jessica. Oh, you can't be on the side of it. I don't want to do this back. There we go. Now I can see at least. Yeah, I guess I lost her. Crazy McCrazy pants of craziness. Yep. Ah! Ew. Gross. So, tongue monster showing up. Just in case you thought we were done with that. This is a dead end? Seems like it. The caves, they are gasping. Let's go ahead and reload here. Nothing there. I don't want to go down more. We should be trying to go up. This was all a mistake. And we got creepy roaring happening. And I fell. I don't check my footing before I do stuff, apparently. Good job, me. And skeletons are here. Hello, skeletons. Yeah, I gotta say, if I was married and all this shit went down, don't know if I'd keep going. Things to think about. If we get married one day. You specifically, person. I may not save you from this exact scenario. Maybe not worth the incredible toll to my psyche.
Not like I do.
Fuck. Sneaky, sneaky, sneaky. Hit. Stand. Go, go, go. Oh, that's not a good idea. It's fine. We'll just keep going. Man, I crawl slowly. How close to she? Fuck that. Go away. Shift does nothing as far as I can tell right now, because you can't stand up properly. You just gotta live with being really crappy and slow all the time. Go, go, go. That's not good. That's like high ranking on the bad list. Oh. Careful. Fuck me, right? Alright, sure. Going over towards this light. Fuck you. Shit. Going, going, going. I can't see shit, but there's stuff around me. Ah. Go away. No, me fire. You know fire. Oh, this was a bad idea, wasn't it? No, it's a good idea. I thought it was gonna be dead end for a second there, and I was gonna be not happy. Go, 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 up. Going. Going. Ladder, yes. Happy. Happy ladders come from California. What? And someone's gonna be waiting for me on the top. Right? No? Wow, that got really quiet really fast. Just in case I wasn't sure that I'd escaped. Like the game just stopped driving tension. Like, you're good now. For now. For like a few seconds. They always seem to just spawn from the ether, frankly. Oh, who's up there? Is it Evil Lady? We haven't seen Tweedledee and Tweedledum for a while, and we haven't seen Cross Lady, whatever you want to call her. Oh, I think that's the leader. Miss, Crown of Thorns, I'll call her, I suppose. Yeah, this will go great. This has never betrayed us in the past. How the hell are you going to... Oh, climb up there. Really? Well, at least I can go grab this, I guess. Battery. Hi there. Gonna turn off that real quick, just to rebandage myself. Well, they give you a battery for falling down here, at least. Like a reward for your ineptitude. I apparently managed to lose my footing while I was looking for where I was gonna go once I got there. Good. Do I have to go around? I do have to go around, like, behind. Go. There we go. How are we doing on batteries now?
Find Lynn.
Not great.
Nothing matters but Lynn.
Alright, so this time I'll just focus my camera directly on where I'm walking and nothing else. Go. There we go. I can actually kind of see right now. Not really. That way? No. Try not to fall, dude. Here? Oh, just jump. Okay. Best time to reload, when you're not even using night vision in the first place. Could go that way. Probably want to go that way, because that way was Nasty McMurderton III. Yes. You're going really slow right now. Is this a dead end? Just a bandage, nothing else over here? Ah. Alright. Back we go. Doing my thing. Oh, and this part looks like it's gonna break. Alright, we're good. For now. Alright, Crowny McShitty person. Why don't I just kill her? Jesus Christ. I mean, I guess I have fucked up stigmata hands, but I mean, I gotta be stronger than at least a few of the people trying to kill me in this game. How much does Ethan suck? Yep, that's my future. Get ready for that. Turn off the night vision, don't waste it like that. Chapter 15. And God spoke from the mouth of Ezekiel so that his ears bled, and his teeth cracked, and the seed issued from his inspired loins. And in his words were the blood of Christ. And of this blood was a river, and its sustenance heated the festering wood of the trees that bore the 7 nations. By the blood of the Lamb, the spider-eyed Lamb shall fall forever, and they that remain shall need no light, neither candle nor electric flame, for vision shall be an eternal dawn. Seal not the prophecies of my word, but copy them even exact of letter, and with every waking moment of thy life. For I am thy fellow servant, and of thy brethren the prophet, the Father, and as shepherds say only this, God will reward you. Be ye filthy, be ye just, be ye unjust, be ye clothed in shame or in glory, in time God shall fuck ye with it, and so shall be thy reward. We, all of us, are Alpha and Omega, and Ezekiel the first among all, and ye shall climb the tree of life, or be crucified upon it. Only the chosen of God shall find sanctuary within temple gate, for without there are whores and killers and idolaters? I don't even know. Pharisees? I don't know what these words mean. Publicans, blasphemers, tax collectors, and tyrants. And the angels say God turned away from man until the time his son Jesus Christ came to testify unto you. Jesus Christ turned away from man until the time his prophet Sullivan Knoth came to testify unto you. And every word of the prophet is true, for it is written in this book, and this book is the truth. That's really self-serving logic right there. You shall testify these things, and in you shall be the book of life, and you shall live in this holy city, and you shall say, come quickly, revelations, even in my suffering, even in the death of my children, come, Lord God, and give me paradise. The grace of God and his prophet Sullivan Knoth be with you all. Amen. Amen. I do like the detail that you can actually read all of that text on the document without actually picking it up, because it's always there instead of loading up when you pick it up or something, which obviously some games do. Unsafe mind. Do not pass beyond this point. Are we at the surface then? If that's the unsafe, if it's talking about the mine being unsafe beyond this point, like, seems like that would be a public warning, but maybe it's not. And no, there's no way I climbed 800 feet. So I guess there's no way. Do I ever see the surface again in this game? Yeah, they're definitely orgying down there at least a little bit. Just a nice blood and mud orgy. Their headdresses are so concerning. Alright. Well, that's happening. Have fun! This series is going up daily alongside The Legend of Zelda. That's funny to me. Okay. Oh no, did they spray me with the orgy juice? And now, am I gonna be like totally orgy happy now? Is that where we're going with this?
Generous of you, Blake. Help me make this right. He's come. Fruit of your lust. Your child. Your father. The Christ we deserve. Watch.
God. Lynn!
Blake! Blake! Oh my God!
Lynn!
Blake, help me!
Lynn! I'm here!
Oh God!
Son of a bitch.
No! Lynn!
Haha, I'm beating you. Get off. Get off me. Stop. You have to tell me. Off of me. Not unless you answer. No. Fine. Then you have to give up. If you say I win, I'll let you up. Okay. You have to say it. You win, okay? You're such a pushover, Blake.
This is it, isn't it? This is where we find out what the hell happened. Oh, I mean, it looks normal-ish. For a dark moment there, with her being on top of me, given the fact that we're flashing to it now, made me think the reveal was going to be that Jessica actually raped Blake when they were young or something. I'm like, is that what the fuck's happening right now? But I guess not. Something's horrible. Something has to be horrible, so what is the horrible thing?
I don't know why you have to be so precious about it. Did Lynn ask you to ask me? I asked first. So? I don't know. Nerd. Shut up. You are. She said to ask, didn't she? Maybe. I don't know. I just wanted to know. You're a nerd, too. I know.
what do Jessica and Lynn have to do with each other? Because they look identical and it's weirding me out when I saw the photo from before. But Lynn says, I haven't thought of Jessica in forever, which doesn't seem to suggest that they're actually related. Okay, seriously, turn some lights on in this place.
You think your parents are home yet?
No, usually not until after dinner.
You think I could come over?
Yeah, sure. Why?
Why what?
Like, why do you want to come over?
I don't know.
We are tiny. That door behind us was open, which is concerning.
Don't you know, Jessica?
Oh, sorry.
What are the two of you doing in here?
I'm sorry, Father Loudermilk.
We stayed after school for journal? We were just leaving.
Let's step back into class, please.
Blake?
You're not in trouble yet, Blake. You don't want to get in trouble, do you?
Just stay with me.
Oh.
I want you two to tell me what you were doing in here. Were you misbehaving? Do I need to call your parents? Jessica, do I need to call your father again?
No, please.
I only want us to be friends. Nobody's in trouble yet. Does one of you think you can make this right? Jessica? Jessica, look at me. Will you pray with me? Will you help me make this right? Why don't you go along home, Blake?
Don't go.
Did I interrupt something between you two?
It wasn't like that.
Then what did you want? You won't say? You know, shame is a gift from God to let you know right from wrong. And what you want is very wrong. Go home and pray.
Stay. I want you to stay.
Blake, please. This is awkward enough. Nothing's the matter, but I need you to leave us.
Don't.
Everything's okay. You can leave, young man. Walk away.
And they have a pedophile teacher. Great. And you can't go back in, because that's forever what happened in the past. That's why he has a weird, like, rape monster tongue thing that chases you down the halls. Because of that perversion, that lack of sanctity that this place has as a result. That's such a fucked up line. Will one of you make this right? Being morally chastised by somebody who's, like, a rapist is the most bizarre state of being. What if nothing scary happens? Because that's true horror. Like, this is just real. That's why we saw him in all the windows being creepy. The fuck? That was really weird. What's that? Where are we? No? Ah? Where am I? Oh! Oh, Knoth's people have found the caves. I'm like, what the fuck? Is this even real yet? I thought that maybe that was some kind of fake thing that I was seeing. Like metaphorical or some shit. So she didn't hang herself. I thought that she felt shame or something. Even, not saying that she should feel shame, but I thought that she might have felt shame because people often feel like, rape victims often have terrible things happen to them where they can't deal with anyone else knowing about it at some point, and some of them will just kill themselves. So I thought she hung herself, but it seems like that would have been... That seems like that's what he did to hide the fact that everything that was happening, everything that he did. So that's about as monstrous as it possibly can get. Great. The true villain of the game is something that's horrifyingly realistic and real and not, you know, a tongue monster.
Fuck! Fuck! Lynn! Lynn!
You're alive.
You're pregnant. How are you pregnant?
Please. I don't want to die here. I don't want our baby to die here.
I won't. I won't let them kill you. We have to get out of here.
The hell is that? Oh, is that the sun? I guess so, yeah. What a weird effect that zooming has. Can I actually review notes right now?
We're out. I got Jessica out. It was cold, but the snow had just started. We'll find a grown-up and we'll tell them what happened. We'll be okay. It's not my fault. We're out. I got Jessica out. It was cold, but the snow had just started. We'll find a grown-up and we'll tell them what happened. We'll be okay.
That's fucked up.
It's not my fault.
So that's the parallels, that they escaped together and had to go find someone, anyone, to relay what happened. The fuck am I trying to go? I guess just go towards the light, I suppose. We're just kind of out in the open. I can't see shit past her head. That's not good.
What the fuck?
I don't think babies have lightning resistance.
As far from those places we can get.
Yeah.
Oh.
I can't be struck by lightning, can I? Just keep going. Oh, can't go that way. Maybe. No.
We have to get inside before the baby comes.
It's too dangerous. You can't.
We can't stay out here. Help me down, please, Blake.
Okay, okay. Jesus. Be careful. Fuck! Fuck! Lynn! You okay? I'm coming down.
It hurts.
I'm sorry.
I need to lie down.
Back here.
Okay. Okay. I just...
It's gonna be okay. Oh shit! Come on! Come on!
Where the fuck am I gonna go with you? How the hell are we going to outrun Pike, freaking Stabby Lady? Oh, oh god, she's running.
What the fuck? I think something's wrong.
Yeah, many things are wrong right now.
It hurts too much.
Where the fuck am I going? I can't see anything past her head. Over here, I guess, and then this way towards the light. Towards the light. Okay, there we go. I got turned around for a bit there. Go, go, go. How do you know it hurts too much? Have you been pregnant before? It's supposed to be so traumatic that your brain releases chemicals to make you forget afterwards. So I don't know if too painful is something you can gauge, unless it's happened a few times.
Shit! Blake!
God, give me voice! God, guide my hand! God, give me voice! God, guide my hand! God, give me voice!
Shit!
God, guide my hand! God, give me voice! God, guide my hand!
How the hell did I fall over, by the way? Holy shit, I'm useless. I don't think God loves you.
Fuck you! And fuck your God!
Yeah, I'm gonna say God does not love you. Look at that. Holy shit. You want a sign? Pick it up. Use it. Use it against Tweedledee and Tweedledum when they show up, because you know they're coming. Go, 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 go.
Blake, a path!
I'm just gonna run into the mist because I can't tell where I'm going. Her head is so big.
Hurry. We'll find shelter.
It's like the whole world burnt!
Ah! Yeah, that's bad. Alright, we're going turning this way. Okay, you put your camera down. There we go, that's a little better. We can see for now, and my FOV's better like this. Alright, well that's one less person that we don't deal with attacking me. Wow.
Oh, shit! Blake!
This is the baby.
Yeah, she's coming soon!
That was a trip. I whipped my head around right when the lightning struck.
There! The chapel! We can take shelter!
We gotta keep going. I gotta say, that last segment, that would have been the time for Blake to become a fighter. I know the games are like, they're not fighters, but holy shit. We're gonna have the baby get born. Oh, is she not gonna be able to go inside the church because of the whole, like, demon baby thing? Is that what's gonna happen here?
Jesus! Fuck! Storm's getting worse!
I mean, Pyramid Head can't get us on the steps, so we're not gonna reenact the Silent Hill movie. And the closest thing that looks like Pyramid Head is also dead already.
We have to get inside!
Go, go, go! He's good at running for a pregnant lady at the moment, honestly. Yeah, places where people were tortured to death. Oh, don't have the baby on the torture thing. No, there's pews everywhere, come on.
Oh, shit! Shit, shit, shit! Oh!
You need to lie down!
I can't do this!
You can! You can do this!
Oh, God! Something's wrong.
Just keep breathing!
It feels like something's wrong. Ah! It hurts too much.
I know, baby, I know! But you can do this, okay? Just keep breathing!
Oh, fuck! Fuck! Ah! Oh, God! Oh, God!
Keep breathing!
It's
Just
killing
push!
me!
It's... Lynn!
There's nothing there.
Oh, Jesus God! Lynn! Lynn! No! Lynn! No! Lynn!
Despite many concerns, it does in fact look like a baby?
So, Lynn said you haven't even kissed her yet.
What?
Like in Beauty and the Beast?
Oh, you mean drama. The play. We're saving for the, actual night.
Uh-huh.
We are.
Okay.
We, cheek kiss.
So, is she your girlfriend? Tell me, or else.
Or else what? No.
I got you again.
That's the child, isn't it? My God. I've taken care of my children. But yours, I am powerless against. The child's too strong already. You've murdered paradise. God has gone silent. Since the storm, the birth. Who will he have if he destroys us all? Who will he have left to punish? I killed my children. All of them. Every last one. There's no more perfect faith than that. And still, God is silent. Kill that child if you can. If you love anything at all, crush its skull under your heel. I know God doesn't hear dead men, but I expect he answers them.
Oh, thank God he killed himself. Don't have to deal with him anymore. The only tears that rapist gets are coming out of his neck right now. Am I there we go, there's the baby. Is he... What happens when I look at my inventory now? Let's see. Nope, that's my inventory now. No bandages and batteries. It zooms in on this. So that's it. Lynn's dead, Jessica's dead, Knoth is dead. Val may not be dead? I assume Val was the heretic leader, right? Yeah. I think we all kind of had to see this coming. Are you filming Lynn's death? Or you? Oh, it's Knoth. Okay, I was like, that's really fucked up. That his film thing fills up for Lynn.
The priest dies. You didn't have to do anything. You were a child. Nobody could expect anything of you. None of this is my fault.
Did the priest die too? The one that went after Jessica? I would hope so. The monster. Well, the sun's up at long last, everybody. No more night vision required. Man, the guy who makes those portraits must make a fortune, because there's like 500 of those. Holy shit. It's the Blackwater Gospel. That's one of my favorite YouTube animations. Holy shit.
She's gonna be okay. You have her. She'll get to grow up. She'll do everything she was born to do.
If we can get her out of here. Ah, yeah, this is the Blackwater Gospel. It's pretty fucked up. Every single person. Again? There's more?
Hey, Blake. try to find me. I'm over here.
This can't be good. Music is so loud.
Don't worry. I'll never let you go. You never let me go. Now the light has gone away. Savior, listen while I pray, begging thee to watch and keep, and send me quietly to sleep. Watchful Savior, wash away all I've been wrong today. Help me every day to be gentle, gentle, more like thee.
Those are credits. A protagonist of an Outlast game gets away, apparently. Okay. Huh. I really thought we were going to find out the whole thing wasn't real, basically. Especially by the time it started raining blood. Like, which probably wasn't actually blood, but that was clearly what they were going for anyway. So, I have issues with this game, a bit. I think it may not ultimately be as good as Outlast 1 was. Mostly comes down to level design. We've been over this a bit, I think, but like, Outlast 1 took place in interior locations that were all hallways and doors and lockers and stuff like that. So like, there was a deliberacy to it. If you haven't seen it, go back and watch Outlast 1 or play Outlast 1 or something and see that. Like, you'll go down a hallway and there will be doors and side doors and like, you'll have an understanding of like, oh, those doors are important because they lead to the objective, and those side doors are important because they let me bypass like patrolling people or things that are chasing after me. And various rooms will have lockers inside them because you can hide in the locker to avoid being detected and caught. Hiding in a locker was like almost not a mechanic in this game. Like, it was there, but it saved me like once in the entire game, I think. That kind of happened a lot, by the way. A lot of mechanics kind of just seemed like they didn't exist for a reason. Like, bandages existed, but why? When almost everything kills you in one hit? And whenever I did use a bandage, it didn't really seem like it was ever actually made the difference between life and death. I was just like, oh, exciting. I have a chance where I can technically use a bandage, because that's so rare. I'll press the button just to do the animation. But like, bandages, I never really felt like bandages saved my life. And the recording thing is like, I get that they want to play back the video, which is why you have to stare at the thing for X number of seconds, but it's really awkward when, like, you can miss a thing, or, like, you don't know what you're focusing on in the first place, or, like, that was that time where the crazy pick lady went past the door and I couldn't record her in time because the recording duration for some reason was, like, 20 seconds long, it seemed, and then she walked away, and I'm like, but I was staring at her, what do you want from me, game? Like, it's too restrictive and weird. And yeah, like, you could push stuff in front of doors, but why? Like, you could lock doors, which I kind of got the point of, although people didn't really chase me through doors very often, honestly. But locking doors, I was like, okay, you put the little padlock on. But then you could push stuff in front of doors, which was something that always made sense in Outlast 1, because part of escaping stuff was that oftentimes someone would chase you, and you would have to do stuff in a room. So what you would do then is you'd close the door, then push something in front of the door, because that would make them take longer to break into the room. And so you would then try to do whatever you have to do around the room, or explore, or figure out how to escape. And that'd be part of the desperate chases. And a lot of the chases were really well done in the first game. But in this game, some of these mechanics are here, but they don't seem like they're here for a reason, because they didn't really come up. Even the part where you can hide in a barrel. Like, I saw barrels... It felt like I saw another barrel to hide in every 5 feet, but I feel like I used the mechanic, like, twice to actually proceed in the entire game. And the level design's weird, because in the first game it was all hallways and stuff like that, so like, there was a purpose to it all, there was a direction to it all. But in this game, a lot of it's open fields and really chaotic visuals. You're constantly going into buildings you've never been to before and don't look like anything you've seen before. So, oftentimes you don't know where you're trying to go or why you're trying to go there and stuff like that, which is like, it could lead to some trial and error situations, which you guys will have seen by now, if you saw all the episodes, because something will just like one-shot me, and I'll be like, oh, okay, I guess I'll start over, and then I'll like, no, still can't tell where I'm going. No, okay, let's try again. Alright, let's try again, and like that kind of loops a few times, because I'm like, where does this game want me to go right now? I just keep dying. One of the peaks of that was probably that one scene that happened in, what's it called? That scene that happened in the school where I had to hide in a locker. And I'm like, I've never had to hide in a locker this entire game in order to proceed, and all of the lockers are locked except for that one, and you're supposed to spot that one unlocked locker to escape the tongue monster, and like that's like the peak of trial and error. And speaking of like the school stuff, that might be one of my bigger complaints about the game, is that like they wanted to have this fucked up parallel with like with the rape and the escape and stuff like that. Like those elements they wanted to do in parallel with each other, which I get, because like you're like obviously that's sealed with the part where like you are escaping from the monsters while hearing about your escape with Jessica. Like you're escaping with Lynn while you're thinking about your escape with Jessica, because that's what's in the recording and stuff like that. Like sure, that I get what they're going for there. There's just way too many levels in the school, and the school levels are some of the worst designed parts of the game. In general, less school would have done better, I think. Like, keep the flashes that teach you about the fucked up history with Lynn. I mean, Jessica. Sorry, I mixed them up because they look identical to each other. Like, those moments of, like, reading the computer emails between Lynn and some other person about her trauma. Like, that stuff is important for the story. But that should be the only reason you do flashback stuff, is to develop the story. So, one of the main problems I have with how they handle flashbacks is basically the stuff that has more to do with, like, the tongue monster. Because while the tongue monster does represent some kind of trauma in a very Silent Hill sort of way, there's just, like, so many of those levels. At some point they stopped progressing the story. Like, there was no new context to glean from the tongue monster levels. You would just be like, oh, we're in school again for some reason, and then you run around for a little while, and then you escape. And I'm like, okay. And like, your starting point doesn't make sense because it's just arbitrary. Your ending point doesn't make sense because it's equally arbitrary. So it's like, you don't have a goal, you don't know what you're trying to do. Like, in Alien Isolation, or Amnesia, or even the first Outlast, like in a lot of horror games that are first-person games, you have some kind of goal that's posted, because you need something to work towards. Like, oh, that thing is locked, I need to figure out what to do. Like one of the cooler segments of this game probably was that electric part that happened near the end, where I'm like, oh, I gotta turn off the power, alright, I'm disoriented in these hallways, and I gotta find, like, things to turn off the power, so I can then get back to the spot that had the power and try to remember where it was and stuff like that. Like, that was an old-school Outlast moment. In fact, that exact scenario happened in Outlast 1, where you were trying to flip a lever, but the lever wouldn't work until you flipped 2 other breakers or something in, like, the basement. So you had to go flip the breakers, then get back to the first lever, and every time you would do one of those things, it would attract the enemies, so you would then hide in the locker, and, like, that was the core gameplay of Outlast. And so, like, that kind of segment works in this game, too. But in those school segments, you're just like, I'm in a school. I don't know, there's a tongue monster in some direction, so I guess I'll try to run away from those directions. But then you don't know where you're trying to go to or interact with, and then every time the segment ends, you're like, it's never like, oh, I solved it, or I beat it. It's just like, oh, I guess it's over. That's confusing, because the transitions are always jarring. I would say that to improve this game, one of the main things to do would be to cut out about half of the school sections from the game entirely. Just delete them entirely. Because a lot of them don't progress the story and aren't well designed. There were like a couple that made sense, but a lot of them made no sense. You were just clicking on random things like, here's a computer, here's a door, something. I'm back in the room I started in. Oh, something changed? I made progress and I beat it. How? Like, you weren't moving from point A to point B to beat the thing, and you weren't doing logical, mechanical things to beat the thing. You would just click on random points, and then suddenly go back and be like, oh, I beat the thing, apparently. Which thing did I activate that? Was it looking at Jessica's locker, I guess? Because they're dream sections, so they don't make sense. And the not making sense entirely can work for story, but once it's gameplay, suddenly you're like, oh, but you're making the player play through a thing that doesn't make sense, and it doesn't, and lo and behold, it doesn't make sense, and that stuff gets really iffy. Similarly, I think that the game suffers a bit from having outdoor environments, particularly around the time that we got the crucifixion part of the game, where I was there was the part where I'm wandering around trying to find bandages, then I'm running from the guy with the bow and stuff like that, and it's just like some of those environments were so wide open that I just didn't know where to go. And like, he wasn't the most threatening foe ever because you could see where he was and just kind of avoid him, but poking around just kind of took forever, but he wasn't as threatening. And part of it was the fact like you could just die and start over, and like that once you're likely to die and start over, the tension's kind of lost. Because that was them once again kind of retreading an idea from the previous game, but I think they did it better last time. Because I really like the section, like it's burned into my brain, that damn sewer section from the first game, where Chris Walker is coming after you, you're waist deep in water, and you can't see more than 10 feet away because your night vision only sees that far, and somewhere, somehow, there is an escape from this sewer, and you don't know where it is. And you can hear the clinking of chains, because Chris Walker had chains, which was one of the creepy little things that made him a good villain, is hearing him wandering around just with the chains. And so you're trying to find the exit desperately while trying to avoid the chain noise, and that was a cool section. But these outdoor forest levels, I don't think really served the same purpose, because there was just kind of like a blind wandering to it all, and they were too long usually, and you were relatively likely to die once or twice, just trying to figure out where the hell to go, especially with all the traps they put everywhere. And then you just start over and try again. And it reminded me of Slender, the 8 Pages, the first Slender game, the Slender Man game that kind of took everyone by storm for a bit a few years ago. Like it was fairly popular, at least. Like playing that game once or twice, it's like, ooh, spooky. But playing it like a third time or a fourth time, it's just, you become really aware of the mechanics of what's going on around you, and it's hard to be afraid of anything, because it's like, oh yeah, this is Slenderman, that's how he works, that's what he looks like, this is how he kills you. Like, you get too familiar if you're in a location for too long. And speaking of the lack of objectives, that kind of applied to the real world stuff too, not just the dream sections or flashback sections. In the main game, when you're in the real world, there's just a lot of moments where I don't know where I'm going or what I'm doing. Like, there's a few moments of like, oh, okay, I need a chain to open this thing, so now I need to go look for a chain. Or, oh, that power thing's broken, so I need to, that power's on and it blocks my way, I need to go find power. Like, those moments, I'm like, oh, okay, I have an objective to hunt for them. I know I have some kind of goal. But I would say that for like 80 to 90% of the game, your objective was just, find Lynn. We need to go to the chapel. We need to go to the mine. And that was like the only objectives of the entire game. But you don't know where the chapel is or the mine is, and there's no respectable, like, relationship between your location and its location and how to get there. Like, it's not like Alien Isolation where you're like, oh, I need to get across these 3 floors and across that hallway, because that game had a map and stuff like that and it would circle the vague area of your objective. Like, that stuff's not in this game, so you're just like, okay, find the mine. That's meaningless to me. From a gameplay standpoint, I don't know how to find a mine. I'm just then I'm just running forward wherever the level takes me. And so I hit a point where the lack of structure made it felt like the campaign was just me running forward, basically. And so you would run forward through some buildings while trying to avoid monsters, and then poof, you're in school, where you also just try to figure out how to proceed to make the game trigger you going back to the real world, where you then once again just kind of wander forward, which throws you back into school, where you just try to figure out how to get out of the school again, so that you can go back to the real world to just kind of wander again. Like, there was, the lack of structure made it felt like it was just kind of padding and like running in place. And I think the game probably got better the moment I actually found the mines, because at least then we were once again like in restricted locations and I had objectives. Like, I actually got more into it once we were in the mines, because at that point, once we're in the mines, I'm like, oh, my goal is to go through that hallway. I can't get past that because there's a mine the mine cart in the way. I got to push that around. Or, oh, that guy's in the hallway and I need to get around him. So I need to find like a side door I can use to sneak around him, or like let him chase me, but then like hide in the locker. Like, that was the one time in the entire game I hid in a locker to actually escape something in a way that was necessary. There was that one time I did it in a house, but it didn't matter because no one actually came after me. Like that was the one time, like, oh, I'm playing Outlast 1 mechanics. That's probably the issue, is that this game was... Outlast 1 at times felt like a mechanically driven stealth game on some level. It was never as dense, and the mechanics were never as dense and demanding as Outlast 1. I mean, as a Alien Isolation was, of like having genuine like stealth mechanics. But Outlast 1 was like, yeah, they have line of sight, they hear things, you can hide to lose their attention, but they'll eventually look for you if you stick to there too long. There was a bunch of variables to balance. But in this game, it was just find the exit, find the exit, find the exit, find the exit. Where is it? Where do you go next? Where do you go next? Like, I wasn't really playing much of a stealth game for a lot of the game, and the chase segments were mostly trial and error of just like run, run, run. Oh, that didn't work. Okay, do I go over here? Nope. Do I go over here? Nope. One shot, one shot, one shot. Like, it just feels like they missed the mark a lot. The atmosphere is there. The visuals, like the setting, all kind of works. It's a kind of a crass, pulpy setting, and like it's a stereotype. Much like the asylum is a harmful stereotype, the murderous religious rednecks is a harmful stereotype. But like that's horror. Horror is all about really schlocky bullshit. So I'm not too fazed by that stuff. But yeah. Aside from the atmosphere and setting stuff, like I think they just dropped the ball in basic. Yeah, more than anything, this game feels like a failing of level design. Because they got a lot of stuff right. And there were genuine spooky moments, and there was parts of the game I was really into, and so on and so forth, but the level design was such a stumbling block so often in a way that the first game wasn't, which is interesting. Because level design is what these games are. This genre, first-person horror, level design is everything. And if it doesn't quite work, it doesn't quite work, and I didn't feel like it quite worked. Curious about the chapters, by the way. Yeah, Revelations. So you can tell each chapter is based on its location. Freaking Genesis was like a third of the game, I think. Genesis was a super long chapter as compared to like Revelations and stuff like that. So there was the opening chapter dealing with Knoth's people. Then there was the chapter dealing with the Scowled, the boat chapter, the blood chapter. Then finally you get to the heretics, and then the brief escape at the end. So anyway, that was Outlast 1. If you want to... I mean, that was Outlast 2. Wow, how did I mess that up? If you want to check it out, I played... on this channel, I played a few first-person horror games before. I have played Alien Isolation, Soma, and Outlast 1. There might be something else I'm not thinking of right now. Out of those three... if you've never seen it before, and you're intrigued by the premise and style of this game, I think Outlast 1 is a better game. The reason why I played Outlast 2 is because Outlast 1 was actually the first playthrough I ever did on this entire channel, so I was like, let's go back. So I did. I went back and did Outlast 2 as it came out. So if you want to watch me play Outlast 1, that's the first uploads I ever did on this channel. Prepare for me to sound and feel different, because it's been years. That was 2013, I believe? Damn. Aside from that, there's also Alien Isolation, a game that I still say was not necessarily entirely scary all the time, partly because it was so, I don't know, almost familiar and mechanical. It was a stealth game that was all about tension and anxiety, in my opinion. Like, I always felt tense because the alien could kill you instantly, and if you died, you were reset all the way back to your last save point, and the save points were pretty spaced out, and that would lead to a lot of progress lost, so not wanting to get sent back made things tense because I didn't want to die and get sent back. But I wasn't necessarily that afraid of the alien. Part of that is because the alien's kind of doofy looking, because he's a man in a suit and he looks kind of silly, and so that made into a 3D model doesn't entirely undo how weird the alien looks when you get to look at him. One of the strengths of the first alien, I think, was that you didn't get to see him, really. He was just a weird, fucked up shaped head in the shadows that would kill people. But the alien looks weird. But that's a cool game. It's very mechanical. It's one of the most mechanically dense horror games I've ever played, with how much it has going on, without just going straight up towards like Resident Evil's type stuff. Speaking of which, I also played Resident Evil 7, which is a first-person horror game, I suppose. That's weird to say, but yeah. That game, if you haven't heard about it, turned out to be a straight-up Resident Evil game, as in like like Resident Evil 1, like going around in a mansion, like mixing herbs and healing yourself and doing slow, awkward aiming against monsters that stagger and stuff like that, and while cheeseball elements slowly arise. And it's like a weird grindhouse kind of horror, but also kind of just like weird, fun grossness. It's kind of like, it's not always supposed to be scary, I don't think. I did 2 seasons of that on this channel. I played it first alone, just me, blind, not having played it before, and that's my genuine reactions. Then I had my friend Andrew play it while I sat on the couch next to him, so I did a season 2, and that was fun too for different reasons, because I'm just antagonizing him while his game messes with him and stuff like that. And we have been doing videos with Andrew since 2011, so we're just used to that. Aside from that, there's Soma, which I might recommend the most out of all these games in a way. Soma is not, it's a first-person horror game with monsters and everything, but that's not what draws me in the most. What's most interesting to me is it's a sci-fi story about human consciousness and stuff like that, and that stuff I thought was super neat, because like things like AI and human consciousness and like, you know, like crazy sci-fi concepts, basically, I just have a lot of fun with, and that was one of the earlier games I got to play on this channel that really went deep into that shit and the existential horrors that can come from those concepts. It's like basically they take the same concepts that show up in Star Trek as being a vision of the future, but it uses them to make you terrified instead and go into the darker elements of some of those concepts, and that was a really cool game. So those are all worth checking out if you want to see those. This has been Outlast 2. It's not terrible. It's a passable game, but I think it could have been way better, and I think the previous game was way better. We'll see what I play next. I've got a few things that everyone's shouting at me about, because a bunch of indie games came out like at the same time. Why'd that have to happen? This has been a long enough rant, I think. Thanks for watching like always, guys, and I will see you next time.